Hello, everyone. My name is Caitlin Griffith, and today we'll be discussing the Archives and Records Association, or ARA, of the UK and Ireland. This professional association is located in Somerset, England, but offers international membership and student membership, which I think would be beneficial for library and information science professionals in the US as well. This mission statement comes from the ARA's website, and I think it clearly lays out how the organization envisions itself. The ARA will be the leading body for archives, records management, and archive conservation in the United Kingdom and the Republic of Ireland. The ARA will foster, promote, and seek to broaden the care, management, access to, and use of records and archives by everyone. The ARA will embrace practitioners in all record-keeping functions, including archives, records management, archive conservation, etc. The ARA seeks to improve the field through collaboration between colleagues, promote knowledge accessibility, and build community in archiving, all of which are professional standards that I find very important. The ARA was created on June 1st of 2010. It was a merger of the Society of Archivists, the National Council on Archives, and the Association of Chief Archivists in Local Government. Shortly after the merger, the ARA became a member of the International Council on Archives, and the membership and governing council is made up of a whole host of different types of professionals, including archivists, records managers, conservators, other users of archives and records like family and local historians, teachers, researchers, community archive groups. And the ARA has drawn on the long experience of the pre-existing organizations that it's made up of in formulating policies to be able to advocate for on behalf of the profession. Currently, ARA membership is over 2,000 professionals. Most of the ARA's members are records managers, archive conservators, digital curators from a whole host of different organizations and collections. Archive professionals at all levels, from students to seasoned experts, local to international archivists, are welcomed in the organization. And that's actually one of the things that I think makes the ARA really interesting is their international membership program. There are several different levels of membership within the organization, but I think the ones that are most relevant for us as incoming library and information science professionals are the student membership, which is open to all those studying ARA accredited courses. This might not apply to us in the United States, but it's worth investigating. Individual membership, which is open to any professional who works in the archives, archive conservation, and records management sector in the UK or Ireland. And international membership, which is a subcategory of individual membership and is open to all those who work in archives, archive conservation, and records management outside the UK and Ireland. Paraprofessionals are also eligible to join through an affiliate membership program. In terms of resources and activities, I think the ARA has a really wide variety for members. I just wanted to touch on a couple. I think that their professional development in particular is very strong. They offer trainings, one of which is for the certificate in archive conservation through the ARA. They also have professional statuses within the ARA. Depending on your qualifications, you can apply to qualify as a foundation or registered member or a fellow of the ARA. The qualifications are a professional and public demonstration of a member's commitment to meeting and maintaining very high professional standards set by the ARA. There's also pretty extensive career and job search assistance. On the website itself, there's a lot of resources for pursuing careers in specific archiving fields. And there's also the ARC recruitment, which is a tool for professional archivists to be able to recruit new hires through the ARA so that they know that they're recruiting qualified and dedicated professionals and workers. There's also a pay review group and salary recommendations that have stemmed from that group's research. The group was established in 2017, and in early 2018, it submitted a report to the board recommending several changes in the ARA's approach to supporting fair pay in the library and information sector. The template of promoting a single recommended salary was replaced in favor of a tiered system of recommended salaries. These tiers were determined after extensive interviews and research with library professionals. So it's not quite the same, certainly, as a union, but they were able to standardize or make a recommendation for the standardization professionally, industrially, of pay in the sector, which I think is really impressive. And then there's also the Research and Advocacy Fund, which is essentially a grant program through the ARA that supports projects within library and information science that improve and widen education, training, and continued professional development, develop and spread guidance on standards for archive-related working, investigate and develop improved methods for administering, preserving, and making archives accessible, gather and disseminate information on archives and archive-related operations, and advocates to stakeholders, policymakers, and the public the importance of the preservation of appropriate access to resources. In terms of benefits of membership, I think that there's a good deal. I think on a base level, being able to join the conversation is certainly one. There are member-only regular email updates containing news, events, job postings, professional development opportunities, and other initiatives. There is a monthly archive hour where members can share their views and experiences in a casual setting. And you also have the ability to engage and connect with colleagues in fields that you might not expect or actively seek out. There's also the professional status opportunity that we talked about a little bit earlier, being able to enroll and qualify for these elevated statuses is certainly a benefit. There's also considerable access to knowledge, information, and resources that the ARA can provide to members. The ARA publishes resources for professionals and volunteers working in the sector, including best practice guidelines, surveys and skills audits, governance papers, and something called emotional support guides, which I'll talk a little bit more about later. There's also publications, which we'll get into a little bit more later, the ARC or the ARC, which is a monthly magazine that contains some valuable insights from professionals across the sector. The publication is emailed free to members and can be downloaded from the website by members as well. And there's also the ARA Journal, which is a research publication issued 3 times a year to all student, individual, international, and corporate members. And I think, just broadly speaking, this is an opportunity to connect with the professional community through events, publications, trainings, lots of other opportunities. Members get the chance to share knowledge, offer advice, talk about resources, network with each other, and to be able to connect across sectors and fields and with organizations that are doing the same sort of work. Another benefit of membership is the ability to get involved. One of the ways that members can do that is through volunteering. Volunteers help set the strategic direction of the ARA, contribute to its governance, oversee activity, contribute to the development of member services, and sort of act as a motivating force behind the organization. Members can volunteer with the ARA board, committees supporting different areas of the region, the pay review group, professional development program, assessors, all sorts of different opportunities there. And ARA members, importantly, have a voice. ARA members can vote at annual general meetings and elections. They can run for positions and affect change that way as well. There are a couple All different publications that regularly come out of the ARA. The first is a monthly magazine called The ARC, or the ARC magazine. It delivers topical news, features, details of coming events and trainings, relevant research findings, new government policy, career guidance, a lot of pertinent and up-to-date information for library professionals. Members can also submit to this publication on a monthly basis, which I think is pretty exciting. And then there's also the ARA Journal. The journal is released 3 times a year. It contains topical research and articles relevant to archivists, conservators, records managers, as well as all involved in the study and interpretation of archives. Currently, there is a call for papers for the ARA Journal to be released in November of 2021. It's a special issue on dismantling systemic racism in archives and record keeping, which I think is really important. On the website, there is a longer call for papers that goes into much more depth and poses a lot of thought-provoking and important questions. And one that stuck out to me the most was, how have archives and archival institutions contributed to the systemic oppression of people of color? Even though the ARA is located in the UK and Ireland, this call for papers references the murder of George Floyd. So I think that speaks to an important awareness in this organization that only serves to benefit its members and empower its members in the field, I believe. The ARA also hosts a conference annually. The conference locations rotate throughout the UK and Ireland, and these conferences act as an opportunity for attendees to explore how professionals, patrons, and archive subjects relate to archive materials. The conference is an opportunity for professionals to meet and engage face-to-face or over video conference technology. The 2020 conference has been postponed until next year, but I have a feeling that they'll find a way to be able to utilize remote technology if needed. The conferences are about challenging the way that we think, swapping experiences, and picking up new tools from your colleagues to use in your own workplaces. Attending gives you the unique opportunity to engage with professional issues, network with colleagues, and meet commercial and sectorial or industrial colleagues. I think that a lot of the ARA's focus has to do with building camaraderie and collegial relationships between LIS professionals. So I included a short video, or a portion of a short video here, about the 2018 ARA conference. So if you could pause the slideshow and click on the video, it should play after one click.
The ARA conference is important because it brings together archivists, record keepers and conservators from across the United Kingdom and the wider world to discuss the most pressing issues facing our sector at the moment.
We have 3 key themes this year: people using the records, people who are in the records, and people who are looking after the records. Overall theme of People Make Records, which we borrowed from Glasgow's own People Make Glasgow.
Today in particular has been perfect for me because I'm interested in how to get more people into archive services, get more people using collections, and today's been all about people. So from the start to the end, it's had presentations that have been useful to me and meant something to me. So yeah, I've really enjoyed today. It's been perfect theme-wise.
There are a couple of ongoing campaigns or initiatives from the ARA that I think are particularly interesting. The first is called Know Your Records. It's the first campaign from the ARA to raise awareness of the importance of records management and develop advocacy skills in order to keep professional and personal records safe. It was designed as a one-year campaign to increase awareness and discussion about information and records management outside of a library or archive profession or field. This program includes something called a Bring the Boss event, where you can bring your boss and put them in a room of speakers who will be able to provide some perspective on the importance of secure records management. There's also something called parliamentary activity. This initiative brings public awareness for the archives and records resources that are held nationwide. It enables LIS professionals to engage with decision makers in Parliament, allow for the ARA to build stronger relationships with parliamentarians who then advocate more strongly for the field of archives and library and information science. And then finally is the initiative called Explore Your Archive. It's a professional campaign to bring new audiences into contact with tucked away or long forgotten resources. And it's also a tool for public and private organizations to showcase hidden gems stored in their collections. The website for this initiative is actually pretty cool, and I recommend that folks look it up if they have the chance. One of the issues that the ARA has taken up has been the emotional support of members and archive professionals dealing with emotionally troubling or challenging situations or materials. This has apparently been such an issue for ARA members that it necessitated the creation of 3 support guides. These guides contain information like the definition of terms like secondary traumatic stress, compassion fatigue, and burnout to be able to help archive professionals understand what they're going through when they work with archive materials that are particularly difficult to engage with. These guides include things like breathing exercises and grounding activities to be able to assist archivists who are going through mental health difficulties professionally by virtue of the archive material that they're engaging with. I think that this is particularly interesting given the context of the UK and Ireland. I would imagine that there are a lot of archive materials, possibly particularly in Ireland, that deal with the colonization and wars and uprisings of liberation that the Irish have fought against English colonialism. And going back through those records, particularly at a local or family level, can be very challenging. I also think that this tool in particular is one that is broadly applicable and one that I think could really benefit archivists everywhere. In the United States certainly has very similar difficult archival materials that archive professionals have to deal with on regular bases. I certainly appreciate the fact that the ARA is taking up this element of the profession in a serious and ethical way. I think it's very crucial. Becoming a member of the ARA can be very valuable for a prospective archive professional. There are a lot of benefits that an organization like this offers, and I think it's definitely worth investigating. The ARA offers career counseling and assistance on their website and also through communication with their leadership council and other members. Joining would give you the opportunity to broaden your professional network internationally, which could be really beneficial. Through the monthly and tri-yearly publications that the ARA offers, you have the opportunity to read and learn directly from archive professionals about your field, but you also have the opportunity to publish. And you also have the ability to apply for funding support for initiatives that you're proposing or are engaged in that have to do with bettering the field that you're going into. The ARA also seems to take up a holistic approach to professional support through the emotional support resources that they offer, which I think is very important. Joining an organization that has an international membership also offers us the opportunity to find new perspectives in the field that we might not otherwise have the opportunity to run into. And the fact that the ARA offers a student membership option really gives us the ability to hit the ground running in terms of our professional networks in some really cool and important ways. I first became interested in learning more about the ARA as an international professional organization. I wanted to see how other parts of the world engaged with archiving. And even though the UK and Ireland isn't too different from the United States, it felt like the ARA could offer a new and sort of interesting perspective on this profession that I am hoping to break into. I'm certainly interested in learning about the archive profession from all corners of the work, and the ARA seems like a really good place to start, and I think it panned out that way. Throughout my research, I found some aspects of the ARA that are really compelling, and I'm genuinely interested in pursuing membership now. I think that the student membership aspect is something that could really benefit me. I have family ties to Ireland, and I was interested in trying to connect personal and professional life to some degree, particularly with regards to archiving and sort of story keeping. And so I'm really glad that I did the research into this organization that I did. Thank you all for engaging with my presentation. My next slide contains the resources that I referenced on my slides, so please do take a look. And if you have any questions about the ARA or want to talk to me about it further, please reach out. Thanks very much.